Hi.
View. Open.
Hi.
Hey, Leslie, I know how to get Steve's attention. I
Yeah.
just have to report a very rare bird.
We went to look for it.
Yeah, well, I got there and when I saw it in my binoculars, my first thought was, that's a gallinule.
Yeah.
And I looked at it with the scope and I looked at it and looked at it and looked at it and I just changed my mind.
Well, for me, the deciding thing was the white along the edges of the
Exactly.
tank.
Yeah, and that's the first thing I saw in my binoculars. But then I saw the face with the scope and it didn't have a lot of paleness in the face. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah. I told Scott,
It's juvenile, so that also makes it
he and,
tough.
he and Steve both text me, where is it?
You could try that.
So,
No, it's too late.
That's way too.
Now, when we saw it, we weren't sure what it was. When I saw the head move,
yeah,
what
it
I'm-
moves
that
just
was
like a
about-
coot. Yeah, it moves just like a coot. I mean, they're very similar
very
birds, but,
similar.
and I see a lot of them when I go down south, but you just
Right.
don't see them around here very much at all.
No.
West,
Yeah,
we used to
cool.
see coots all the time.
Yeah.
Like they're just really common,
Huh.
but not so around here.
Yeah. So we're going to wait for people to come in. Hi, everybody. I'm the host today. Laura wasn't able to be here. I'm assuming everyone can hear me. Is that correct? Can everyone hear me? Great. Okay. I'm Leslie, by the way, Leslie Farlow. I'm on the education committee for the Hampshire Bird Club. And Laura and I usually do these things as a duet, but I'm doing it as a solo today, maybe possibly duet with Janice, who is here. I wasn't sure you're going to make it. Hi, Janice.
She's iffy.
I am iffy. Hi, everyone. Great to see everybody.
So I'll just wait another minute to be sure that everybody is here who wants to be. It's only a minute after 7, so everybody's incredibly prompt. But I'll just give other people a couple of minutes.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Okay, so coming up on December 19th is the Christmas bird count for the Northampton area. The center happens to be in some gravestone in Hadley Cemetery. And then you go out 7.5 miles from that point, make a circle. And on December 19th, from midnight to midnight, we have as many people as we can count every bird, house sparrow, robin, doesn't matter what, starling, right? And this is part of the National Audubon. And so if any of you would like to participate, either be part of a team or say, I want to do my feeder, or say, Jess, I don't know what you're talking about. Can you help us learn more? I will get you that information. So that would be great. We are about the 10th largest in the world in terms of participants. We have 40, 50, 60 people who do their feeders that, say, it's too cold, I'm not going out there. I've only looked to see what's happening at my feeder for a couple hours. So we'd love to have you do your feeder if you are within the circle, or we'd love to have you join a team. Mary Lou has done it for a few years as part of a team. Jim Laughley leads a team, and Leslie leads a team. So you have people here who can help you learn more.
Since 1983.
Oh,
For a little while with my brother. My brother and I do it together.
and
We've had a great group up in the Haydenville area, Williamsburg and Haydenville. And it's fun to do. Everybody sort of bundles up in the car and warms up and then jumps out, looks for birds, jumps back in the car. It's really a lot of fun. It's just great. And I usually have big thermoses of hot chocolate and coffee. So I encourage people to do it. So
Yeah, and in the past, everyone thought they had to do it for hours. That's not true.
what's
Okay.
that?
In the past, people thought they had to do it all day. I got to start at 5 in the morning. I got to go to 3 in the afternoon. No, you can say, I'm going to do it from noon to 2, the warmest part of the day. Or as I am somebody who says is a Yukon women's basketball, and I have to stop at this time because Yukon women are playing on TV. So you don't have to be a diehard.
Can you tell me again, within 7 miles of where?
It's on Hadley Cemetery. It's actually on Cemetery Road. I could give you the exact little spot, but near the Honey Pot is the center.
Okay.
And then you go out 7.5 miles. All the Christmas counts, that's the size of all of them. There are over 3,000, maybe closer to 4,000 around the world now. And there's information on our webpage. If you go to Hampshire Bird Club and you click on field trips, I think it's under that category. Shows the map, all the areas, all the stuff. And Dan here has also done it. Dan Russell, who's on, he's done it also.
Okay, well, I think we should go ahead and get started. Here we
I
are.
agree.
So I was not around for this past one. It was the Pine Grove Golf Course. And our birds were yellow rump warbler, white-breasted nuthatch, I think field sparrow maybe, and white-throated sparrow. And I forgot the fifth one. Was it a palm warbler? No. We only had one warbler, I think.
I have it somewhere.
I apologize. I had it written down and now I can't find where I wrote it down.
I have palm warbler.
Oh, it was palm. Okay. Great. So who went? Anybody get a chance to go see any of the birds? Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Jim.
Oh, I saw all 4 birds except the field sparrow. I didn't find a field sparrow. The yellow rumps, there were quite a few yellow rumps, only a couple palms, and a lot of white throats.
Yeah.
What was the other bird? I'm sorry.
The white-breasted nuthatch.
Oh yeah, there were a few of those.
No red-breasted.
Nope, not yet.
Not yet. Great. Who else? Joanna, did you go? Did I see your hand?
I did. I didn't see anything at all except raptors but it was very, very windy
Mm,
and chilly. So maybe that was why.
yeah. It's a beautiful area. I mean, it's sort of a brand new area for all of us. So it's kind of cool to at least check it out and know that it's
Elise and I went out there and we thought the birds were white-throated sparrow, field sparrow, palm warbler, yellow rump warbler, and junco.
Oh, was it Junco? My fault. If I thought it was a white-breasted nuthatch, I apologize.
Okay,
Oh.
because if that's what they are, then we got all 5 of them.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
We
So
also,
did I.
we also got the cardinals, chickadees,
Right.
mourning doves, bluebirds, blue jays, song sparrow.
Wow.
Very productive day.
That's great. Anybody else go?
I went and I didn't see any of the target birds. I did hear a lot of chickadees and saw some and blue jays and cardinals. So, but I went at 4 in the afternoon. So maybe I'm curious, did most people who saw all of them go early in the morning?
We went noonish.
Oh.
We actually ate lunch there and then walked around.
It's a nice place.
It's a really nice place.
Yeah.
I'm excited to know about it.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
little wet It was a little wet in spots, but
Mhm. It's also, they're grooming some trails for cross-country skiing there too, which is
Oh,
going to be nice in winter. So, yeah. Well, great. Anybody else go?
But I saw lots of yellow rumps,
Mm,
junco, and when I saw them, they were like one. I went like early October, right after. So I saw like one junco here, one junco there. They weren't at that time. There weren't many. I saw. I'm gonna call it a palm warbler because it was bobbing its tail. I
Yeah.
couldn't see 100% sure, but it was just from the behavior. And I saw lots of sparrows I could not identify even after watching the whole sparrow identification. It was wet in a lot of spots, but there was this one tire track on the main track in that it was like open house for the sparrows bath. It was like this one little tire track, and there was all these sparrows, like 6 sparrows, two bluebirds, and the sparrows kept going in and out with other sparrows, and they were just like splashing all over. They were splashing too much to identify, but they were kind of fun to watch. And when we walked in, they were in this one puddle. Didn't see them in any other puddle. When we came back after an hour, and the same puddle was still full of sparrows. It was kind of fun.
Great. Great.
Fun.
Great. Is that everybody? Does anybody else? Oh, Olivia, go ahead. What were you gonna
I just
say?
had a question. Do bluebirds stay here in the winter? Yeah, I thought so.
They do.
Yeah.
We just saw something like 15 of them over at Great Pond yesterday.
What?
Every time I turned around, there were more bluebirds flying around. They fly from those irrigation.
Where's Great Pond?
It's in Hatfield. It's over the
I don't-
Cowbridge Road.
Over the what?
It's over the Cowbridge Road. Do you know where Cowbridge Road is?
No, I'll have to look for that. Cowbridge
Mhm.
Road,
And Great
Hatfield.
Pond. There are a lot of potato fields. So
Huh.
all the vegetation is down right now. But the bluebirds, they're these enormous irrigation rigs that sort of cross the fields, and they fly to the rig, and they fly to the bushes, and they fly to the rig, and they fly to the trees, and they fly to the rig. I mean, so they sort of collect, and it seems like they're making like little plans about what to do next. And then they all do it. So I saw lots of them there.
Did you say Cowbridge Road?
It's called the Cowbridge Road. It's
Okay.
off of, is it North Street, or King Street in Hatfield? There's a
Okay.
barn on the corner. It's a little dirt road that goes past the barn. That's
Okay.
the barn, if that's helpful.
Nice.
You
Thank
could
you.
or mention it in the chat, and I can send you a map.
we have several on our deck. We
The
live in
bluebirds?
the hills of Belchertown near Pelham. And we've still got them here,
That's great.
making a mess.
And one of them is still just like spring, fighting with itself in the window, we can see the image.
Oh,
They're so beautiful. They really
One
are.
of the things that happens in the Christmas bird count, at least that's happened with bluebirds that I learned, was at the UMass horse farm. There's a track, there's a railing, and it's PVC pipe. And if there's a crack in it, and the bluebirds huddle in there to keep warm.
you're kidding.
So
Wow.
that there would be like, you think 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then one would come out, and boom, they'd all come out. So if you have a hollow in a tree or someplace, that's a behavior that I learned is true of bluebirds, that they'll huddle together to keep warm in the winter.
Mhm.
Yeah, they roost in my bluebird houses in the wintertime.
Wow.
Go into the bluebird house in the daytime, there's all these bluebird feathers inside.
Wow.
Is it okay to open up a bluebird house to check it? I mean, is that going to scare them off if they're in there?
Well, I mean, this is in the winter time when they're already gone for the day, but they come in at night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they'll be in there at night and then they'll leave in the daytime, go off and look for food, I guess. And then I just, everyone, like once a month, I'll look in there and there'll be a bunch of bluebird feathers. So they're roosting in there at night.
Nice to know.
So should we move on to this month? The site that we chose is the Bachelor Brook, Stony Brook, the resource area. It's a conservation area in South Hadley. So let me just pull up my PowerPoint. Let's see, how am I going to do this? Give me one moment. Here we go.
There were tree swallows at Bachelor Brook Conservation Area
Oh,
on Sunday.
oh, that's great. I don't
It's
have
like
it on my-
really, really late for that particular bird.
Hold on a second. I'm getting a little, just bear with me while I try to get this screen. Oops, okay, I think I have an idea. Hold on.
I was going to answer Rosemary's question about the Christmas bird count. While you're getting that ready, would that work, Leslie?
Oh, yeah.
So she wanted to know, how do we know that we haven't double counted? Some part of us, we don't know. All right. Usually, I'll say honestly, usually though you're assigned an area, or it's your yard or your feeders. And if it's your feeders, usually you're the only ones counting in your feeder, and we'll help you, teach you how to count your feeders if that's what we need to do. But otherwise, we trust that people are not going back and forth in the same place and counting those same birds. And often we say we probably only end up counting 10% of all the birds that are out there. In the last few years, we average about 35,000 individual birds each year. And you think if that's only 10%, wow, how many are we missing?
Right.
Okay, here we are. Can everybody see the screen?
Yeah.
Great. So this is just a nice photograph of Bachelor Brook. I think this is in the spring. It is in South Hadley. And it's fairly easy to get to, but you have to look for it. So you can see here, this is Route 47 coming from Northampton, Bay Road coming from Amherst, and then Route 47, there's this is where it turns off. And you follow 47 towards South Hadley. You'll patch right around here, I think is formerly Mitch's Marina. I don't know what it's called now, but it's Mitch's Marina. And you stay, where did my little arrow go? You stay on the road. And you go for I think it's a total of about 8 miles from the turnoff from here. This is a total of about 8 miles. And you'll see a little parking lot off at the side. And there are no real big landmarks. So you sort of have to keep your eye open. It's on the right. It's a little parking lot, and you'll see sort of one of those little kiosks that has trail maps. So there are about 285 miles of 285 acres, 3 miles of trails. So the directions I've given you will take you right about here. This is the little parking lot, and you can get out and go all the way along here. All the trails will take you to the river. One of the trails I really like is I get out at the parking lot and I walk along the road here, and it's just like 20 yards. And it's a trail that goes on this side of the property. Also will take you to the river. So the brook is running through here. So the trails, well, let me take you back to that image. So the trails will take you near the brook itself, but mostly into the woods. So these are the directions if you want to take a photograph. And I'm hiding the other images. It's pretty easy to get there. And then there's a map of the trails in the parking lot. So that should help you sort of orient yourself. Oh, one thing I wanted to point out is that if you put into your GPS Bachelor Brook Trailhead, it'll take you all the way over to 116, and it'll take you to pretty much a different set of trails. So make sure that it's Bachelor Brook, Stony Brook Resource Area if you're going to use the GPS. So I just wanted to point that out. So our target birds, it's woodpecker heavy, but you'll definitely see some woodpeckers there. And I've seen them all. Downy, hairy, red-bellied, pileated, and the token duck, and the wood duck, of course, being so beautiful. And we're coming on to duck season, of course, but you will see wood ducks in the brook there. So there's not a lot of big pond area for ducks, but you'll see them in the brook. So here is the male downy woodpecker. It's a beautiful little bird. It's about 6 inches long, short bill. You see the black and white stripes. It has a white back, or a thick white stripe along the back. The head is black and white stripes, and the males have a little bit of red on the back of the head. Distinctive is the short bill. It's only about 1/3 the distance, or the length of the distance between the base of the bill and the head, excuse me. So it's a short bill. You'll see it, of course, creeping up along the side of the tree trunks. It flits back and forth from branch to branch. It makes tiny little, I think they're called pick sounds. It's a tiny, sharp, high-pitched beep, beep. It's like a squeak. And it also makes a whinny sound, which descends at the end. And I'm hoping that this will work so you can actually hear it. Is this going to work? Yes. Hold on a second. I'm going to go quickly to this. So it's like a little squeaky toy. They all sound like squeaky toys, actually, to me. And let's see. Try this one. Oh, what happened to my? Yeah. I think it'll give you the whinny. Okay. Oops. So the female downy woodpecker is almost identical. It just doesn't have the red on the back of the head. The hairy woodpecker is really similar, but not identical. You see, it does have the white stripe in the back. Oh, it keeps peeping. Oh, there we go.
Mr. Downey
It's going to peep forever. The hairy also has a little peep like that. And it's a little bit louder.
Call note says it was approaching.
Uh-oh. Hold on a second. What was that? Okay. So you'll see also the black and white striped head. You see the white stripe on the back, black and white stripes on the wings. The white outer tail feathers are white. And the most distinctive about the hairy woodpecker is that it has a larger bill, sort of a conical shape here, but it's a larger bill, and the female also has a larger bill. About probably the same distance from the tip of the bill to the base of the bill as the base of the bill to the back of the head. And because they move so quickly and they're always climbing up and down, in order to tell the difference between these two birds, that's really what's going to give you the quick ID, is the size of the bill, because you can see they're very similar. So any volunteers as to which one is on the left here?
Downy.
Yeah. Which leaves us?
Is the hairy bigger, a bigger
The hairy,
bird?
yes, the hairy is bigger. The hairy is about the size of a robin. So the downy is about 3 inches shorter. It's about 6 inches. Thank you. The hairy is about 9 inches. But if you're not seeing them next to each other,
Right,
you're not always sure which is bigger.
exactly, yeah.
So again, it's the bill that's going to give you that that distinctive ID. The red-bellied woodpecker, which doesn't seem to have a red belly, but it definitely has a red sort of cockade almost, or crown and back of the nape. It too is about the size of a robin, and it has the black and white stripes on its back and wings. The belly, actually, you can sometimes see them with a little bit of, it looks pinkish. So it's not red belly. It's more like the pink bellied woodpecker. The male has red on the back. The female, you can see, also has this beautiful red, but it doesn't have on the nape. It doesn't have red on the crown. But they look pretty similar in the field. So that will be the thing that distinguishes male from female, is this little bit of gray on the crown of the female. Again, you'll find them creeping up and down the tree trunks. They tend to fly longer distances between sort of feedings than the hairy and the downy, which seem to travel more within a tree or at short distances, hopping and flying. The red belly has a kind of a trrr sound, and it also has a squeaky toy sound, a little bit throatier than the hairy. But those sort of squeaky toy sounds usually clue you into the fact that there are woodpeckers around. Let's see. And the next one is the pileated, which is the largest of our woodpeckers around here. It's such a spectacular bird. And of course, it's the Hampshire Bird Club logo. So we have a lot of fondness for the pileated. Also sometimes called the pileated. I call it the pileated. And you can see this beautiful red cockade here. There's a little bit of red here, right at sort of along the cheek. You see the black and white stripes, really the distinctive black stripe from the eye back, black wings, and the white stripe continues down along the neck here and the shoulders. The pileated is fond of dead trees and fallen logs. And it makes a very, very loud drumming sound, partly because it's drumming on dead wood, but also because it's just a bigger bird with a bigger bill. And it creates sort of almost square hollows, square holes or rectangular holes that other birds use sometimes as nesting or just for foraging. So you'll see the pileated in the higher crown. They're really reclusive though. They're hard to find. So you'll probably hear it. You'll hear that loud drumming. And then it has a very high pitched whinny. And I'm going to see if I can play this for you without more fiddling around. Here. So you can hear that from a great distance. They're very, very loud. So that when you hear that, you know there's a pileated around. Our wood duck, this beautiful wood duck. So this, you can see, the other thing I want to mention about all the woodpeckers is their flight pattern is an undulating flight pattern. So you might just see a bird and you can't quite tell what it is yet, but it makes these kind of scoops in the air. You'll see a couple of wing beats, it closes its wings and it'll sort of scoop down and up, wing beat, scoop down and up. And that's distinctive flight pattern is true of all woodpeckers. The wood duck, you'll see it in the brook along with the resident mallards and the Canada geese in and out. And there are other duck visitors that often show up in the brook. the wood ducks are coming into breeding season now, so you'll see them in this full brilliant plumage. You see the drooping crest on the head here and the beautiful green color. If you can't see the color and you only see the silhouette of the bird, this shape of the head, this drooping crest, will give you the clue that this is the wood duck. It looks almost, I always think of it as sort of like a Roman soldier's helmet, or a little bit like Darth Vader maybe. And so it has a very distinctive profile. These beautiful color, it looks like a color by number painting, doesn't it? With the little white outlines. This is called the bridle, this white around the neck and the throat. So the color, of course, will tell you right away what it is. They sort of whistle or call when they fly. And I'm not sure, I don't think I have that call with me. And here is the female wood duck, which is just as beautiful in her plumage, although you often can't see this as well because she sits in the water a little bit lower. So some of the beautiful plumage in the back and the tail is not quite as visible. What's distinctive about the female is this white eye patch. And you can certainly see that from a distance. So you can, both of these, the male and female wood duck are very distinctive. So they're fun to look for. They tend to swim along the edges. They like those swampy, reedy areas of the brook. So you'll find them dabbling for food along the edges of the brook. And they tend to nest in holes and boxes. You might see boxes. There are a number of brooks around here that have wood duck boxes. And the reason they do that, or they can do that, is they actually have claws in their feet that allow them to climb. I don't think there are a lot of ducks that have that, but our wood ducks do. So those are our target birds, definitely woodpecker heavy. I'm going to stop sharing here. Did everybody get the directions as needed? I can go back to that screen if you need it. Woodpecker, I think woodpeckers are so much fun. And it's, oh, yes. Go ahead.
Okay, this is a great thing about woodpeckers there. And you may get a bonus woodpecker.
Yes. And I almost put that as a target bird, but it's a hard, let me see if I don't know if I can find a picture of it right away. At Bachelor Book for the last couple of years, and maybe even prior to that, we've seen red-headed woodpeckers.
Wow.
And they really have red heads. The whole head is red. The back is black and white, sort of very distinctive blocks of color. So that's, and it's about the size, I think about the size of a robin, maybe a little bit bigger. But we've had juveniles there and we've had the red-headed. So that would be the bonus bird.
Is there any habitat that they tend to hang near or anything?
About the same as the other woodpeckers, you know, just the hardwoods and the trees and, you know, climbing up along the trunks. I've seen that when we saw the red-headed, it would fly back and forth across the brook, and then it would sit on a branch for a while, which was very convenient.
Yeah, red-headed woodpeckers feed a lot on acorns.
There you go.
A lot of times they'll fly to the ground and pick up acorns underneath oaks and then put them in dead trees, much like an acorn woodpecker out west. So they'll stash them in the dead trees, the acorns that they pick up off the ground in the fall, so that they have winter food.
When it was there a couple years ago, there were like 2 or 3. So it wasn't like, oh, I think I saw one. It was like, oh, there's one. Oh, there's a second one.
I think there were 2 adults and 1 juvenile, if I remember correctly.
And
So it's very
the Christmas bird count that year missed those birds.
And who had that area? I think we discovered it a few days after that.
Probably. Dan, did you?
Yeah, one tip about pileated, if you're not that familiar with them, is that they frequently call while they're flying. Not exclusively, but frequently. So when I hear one, I look around, and they're hard to miss because they're the size of a crow. And I look around, and frequently I'll spot them that way.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. So ready to head off into woodpecker land? Yeah,
Can
Alright.
I ask a question on a totally different topic? Just
Maybe.
probably.
just wondered if anyone knows if one should clean out. I have a lot of wren houses. Should they be cleaned out? Because I never do it. And they always come back, but
Oh,
they don't necessarily always use the same house. So maybe I should be emptying them. Okay,
I think it's best to clean them out.
just curious about that.
What I always used to hear about, whether, I think it was mostly bluebird houses, but maybe this is the same because they had their second clutch and you really wanted it, there would be, I don't know, mites or something that could then affect the eggs or the babies.
Oh,
So
good point.
to
Yeah.
clean out after each clutch.
Oh, that's interesting.
I don't know if that's rumor or true,
Uh-huh.
but people I know who have those houses do that, clean it out.
Oh, that's good to know. Wow. Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Well, thanks so much for coming, everybody.
Thank
we
you.
do.
I just had a question also.
All right.
When can you put bird food out without worrying about bears again?
Don't ask me. I leave my bird food out all the time.
I
Me
just,
too. I don't
One
have,
of the-
I'm not good at that either.
I
right.
was
One of
bringing,
the,
my- yeah.
I just
one
yell
of
at
the
bears.
guidelines that the state has is December 15th. They say that by then, a lot of the bears have started to sleep for the winter. So that's their guidelines. I bring mine in every night because our bears generally come at night.
Yeah,
So
me too.
I feed year round and I bring them in every night. Well, almost every night.
Right. Well, I actually was just planning to stop bringing them in November 1st, but maybe that's too early anyway.
It is because we still have them around my house in the east end of East Hampton.
Okay. Good to know. Guess I have to stop being lazy.
Right. Or forgetful. This
Or
might,
it's just getting a little cold.
right. Well, thanks, Leslie.
Well,
Thank you so
everybody.
much.
See you next
you.
time. December 6th is our next
This-
meeting.
Thank you all.
December 6th, great.
December 6th. See ya.
I
Have
love
fun.
this. It's really fun. Thank you so
Oh, good.
much.
It is great, thanks.
Thank
And
you.
take pictures if you can
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
and
Don't
show them.
It's the show them part.
And somebody, I just want to say, somebody wanted to know when the Christmas bird count was. It's December 19th. It's always a Sunday. It's a day in which there's no hunting, so we don't have to worry about getting shot. And it's all day, midnight to midnight, but you don't have to go out midnight to midnight. I don't.
Some of us do though.
I know.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Hey, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh. I got to chat with Joe again. Oh no, chat. Joe.
Hello.
Hey, Joe, you stayed on. Good. Yeah, Thursday would work. Actually, if you want to go over on Thursday. Oh, you're muted.
Thursday's good. What time?
I don't know, like 9 o'clock.
Okay.
The reason I say that is Patty's working from home on Thursday and we got a new dog today.
Oh,
We got this, I'll send you a picture of her.
oh, good. Is she there
she's
right
a-
now?
Yeah, but she's upstairs. We're not letting her downstairs yet. We just got her today. But she's a little, some kind of spaniel, not a cocker spaniel, but another kind of spaniel. And she's only like 25 pounds. She's about 11 months old. She's the cutest little thing, but so we're kind of enjoying her right now.
Oh, what's her name?
So Luna,
Oh, that's cute.
she came to us as Lulu. That's what they were calling her at the shelter. But she was dropped at a shelter in Arkansas and they transported her up here to Chicopee and we picked her up there. And the Chicopee shelter just gives them names. I mean, it's not the dog, you know,
Right.
names, so it's easier for them to process the dog. So we thought Luna would be a good name. So
Oh, that's cute.
yeah. So we've been having a little bit of fun with her today and but Patty will be home. We're supposed to kind of be with her quite a bit for the first couple of weeks. So
Yeah. Oh, cute.
cutting down on my bird watching a little bit, but
You can't bring her?
she rode really well in the car today, but Patty was in the back seat with her and she just laid down on the back seat and just like waited till we were done driving and then got up and got out.
Oh, I hope she's a sweet girl.
Yeah. Oh, she's really nice. Yeah. We'll have you guys over. You can meet her.
Sounds good.
Or we'll bring her to your.
Don't bring her here, no. Ben will eat her.
No.
Where
No,
shall
she's
we
really-
meet?
Do you want to come to my house and then I can drive over from here? Is that convenient?
We could, that's fine, or we could. How do you go?
Well,
Over the bridge?
yeah, I go over 141 to 202
Oh, you do? Okay,
South Hadley. Yeah. So if we met here, I just go out the back way. But
okay.
if you can come over on, I don't know, you guys usually go out. Do you go out to Sylvester Street? You know where Jim's store is? You go out that way to get to our
Oh,
house?
yeah, I know that, yeah.
Yeah. So if you come that way, you come down like Loudville Road
Okay,
and then take a left on West Street. and we're
okay,
there. If you come that way, it's pretty, I mean, it's not bad. And then what we can do is head out from here.
okay, sounds great.
All right.
All right,
So 9 o'clock Thursday, I'll see you.
okay, great. Thanks, Jim.
All right,
See you
sure.
soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.